Hi, my name is Danielle. Thank you for joining my channel, Join Danielle's Journey, and I'm here in New Mexico. And this channel was started because I am one of the many nurses that have left the field, and this is an exploration on what's going to happen next, and you're welcome to be part of it, and I'm glad you're here. So this past week, when I had my last video, I said that I would be doing a performance the next day, which I did. I did not record it because I was more concerned with the sound. I was in a venue that I was never in before, so I'm going to actually just go somewhere with my husband. We like to do kind of random performances as well, where we'll find a nice spot in the park or something and just perform for the people that are there. So we're planning on doing that pretty soon when the weather clears up. The next few days are pretty windy and stormy with snow and whatever. So when that clears up, and so possibly next week I'll share a clip of our music. I know one of the viewers commented, Billie Jean, saying that she wanted to hear me sing, so maybe next week. And also this past week I've been really thinking about some old ideas that I've had that I never really took seriously, and some new ones that are coming. And so I'm getting pretty excited about it, thinking of ways that I could actually try it. And I'd really like it if, as I present these ideas, you could give me your feedback on it. I've already said in a couple of videos that about the soap making that I'm very interested in, and I was thinking maybe if you would like, you could comment below that you'd be interested in a sample, and I'd mail you some soap, no charge or anything. All I'd really like is just to see what you thought about it. And so I'm not sure how many I could pull off for samples, but just tell me you're interested and maybe I can do quite a bit. I know I could probably do at least 10. So let me say like 10, and then if you do like 3 thumbs up next to your comment, say you'd like a soap, then we can figure out how to communicate to get the information that I need to send it to you. And I'm pretty excited about that. I have a big batch curing right now, and they'll be ready in about 4 weeks. And then tomorrow I'm actually making traditional Castile soap, and no scent, no color in that batch. So I'll include that. That's like really special. And so we'll see how that goes. And then another thing is I'm going to use this channel as like a central hub of these different ideas that I have, whatever happens with them. And so I think that would be like the best thing to kind of keep track of what's going on. And one thing I wanted to share that's kind of an old idea that I never really took seriously, that I will now, but I actually did start it before. It was actually about a year ago. I was already thinking about leaving nursing, and I wanted to start doing newspaper columns. And one thing I wanted to do was one of them is called Career Minds, and the other one is Reminisce Road. And so with Career Minds, they're both interviewing people. I want to just interview people that seem to really love their job. And because we get so influenced, whether or not we're in school, because so many people change their careers, that it seems so narrow, where there's so many things. It's like not everybody's a nurse, not everybody is just one thing. There's so many things, and how do these people get into their careers? And probably nobody actually just stayed on this one thing that's like the minority for the rest of their life. And actually, one person that I interviewed last year And I just got so distracted with work that I never actually made the column. And, excuse me. And so they have a really interesting story. And I already gave them a heads up that the idea of what I'm doing with this channel, so what I'd really like to do is interview them. Because there's somebody, they've been doing their job for about 13 years now and never feel like they're going to work. And that's really special. And then a couple other people that are just really interesting. Like they're at an age where they could retire, but they haven't because they love their job. And so, which actually makes me think, if you're somebody that really loves your job and you'd like to share your story on this channel, then we could set something up, even if it's like, if you're not around here, well, you probably wouldn't be, but a Zoom interview, and then I could share it on here, and that would be really nice. And one reason I wanted to do that, or I want to still, is so that whenever we're in a place where we're thinking of changing our career, it's not this scary thing. It becomes an adventure, and that is some, like, why shouldn't it? Why couldn't it be that way? And then Reminisce Road is more for people that are very elderly to share their story of their life. Because I've met, just being in the nursing field, so many people who have had really interesting lives. And so the same thing, if you've had a really interesting life and you would like to share your story, whether it's an interview or me just relaying it, I think people would really enjoy that. So for any of these ideas, whether it's the soap making and you'd like to get a sample or be part of either of these interview ideas, just to comment below with 3 thumbs up so I make sure I look at that. Which I read all of them anyway, but just in case. Please. And then another thing, which I think I'll leave those for next week, which hopefully I have some images to share next week that I'm excited about, but I don't know how quickly I'll be able to do it. So I'll share some things for them, or save some things for them. So today's video is kind of quick, but the poem that I want to share today is actually it was inspired from a story that I heard, which I'll share the story first, actually, where, and I'll keep the person anonymous, but someone was telling me how there's a person that is older now, and they had no idea. It's just such a backward story. They had no idea that they had a child until the child was about 50 years old. And it's so backwards to me because usually people don't want to be bothered with this kind of thing, or maybe not usually, but often. And this ended up being a child that they wished they had. That was like the kind of child they had always wanted. And then, on top of not knowing this whole time, they're kept apart because of situation that will not clear up for a few years. And it's just really like mind-bending for me, and also sad and twisted, because usually of how you view a child that you didn't even know about, and so this is the poem. I won't say the name because it's the name of the person. It says, long ago left behind, the desired, unforgotten, no chance to be, a bass-ackward symbol of this way of life, the child. Another reminder of feeling left with no right, perhaps, to hope ahead, a kind of grief. And so it's interesting, it's another, actually talking about people's life story, there's a lot of people with very interesting lives, or at least parts to their life. So I hope you enjoyed the channel today, what I got for you today, and I'm looking forward to next week and a few more surprises that I'd like to share that I'm kind of developing. And again, as a community for women primarily, I really hope that the atmosphere is something that you find relaxing and helps rejuvenate you for the rest of your day. So I'm looking forward to next time, and I hope you have a great day.